In the world of Westeros, names like Stark, Lannister, and Targaryen echo through the halls of power. But beyond those gilded walls, there are men who carve their own legends in steel. Among the Second Sons, whispers grow of one such man, a mysterious sellsword, charming as he is deadly. His name is Bjron, the weapon master. No crown, no coin, no legacy, only steel, laughter, and an unsettling ability to kill you with anything he can hold in his hand. No one truly knows where Bjron came from. Some claim he carries noble blood, a lost son of some forgotten house. Others say he's just a wanderer, a mercenary who outdrank and outfought every man he met, until the Second Sons had no choice but to take him in. He never tells. Ask him, and he'll grin, pour you a drink, and change the subject. What we do know is this: once, in a land he no longer calls home, he assassinated the leader of a rebellion to help his brother regain honor. Then, as if bored of titles and duty, he vanished. Since then, Bjron lives only for battle and mastery, a man who studies weapons as if they were poetry, swapping sword for axe, spear for mace, with the ease of a bard changing verses. And that is how he became the weapon master. Of course, legends don't come cheap. If you want Bjron by your side, you won't find him in taverns or chance encounters. He waits in the crucible of war itself, the Valor Shop in Siege of Winterfell, and Alliance Conquest. There, his medals can be bought for a heavy price, 1,000 valor for just one, 30 medals a season, a slow, grinding climb toward loyalty, though loyalty is a strange word for a man like Bjron. Rumor says he'll pop up later in great discount packs too, because nothing screams mercenary like being on sale. Bjron's skills reflect his restless nature. In the field, he raises the strength of every army he commands. Attack, defense, health. He amplifies them all. Even the forge answers to him, bending faster under his hand as Valyrian steel is shaped with unnatural speed. When battle rages, he becomes something else entirely. His strategic skill unleashes terrifying bursts of power. For 5 seconds, his troops fight with strength, magnified 100-fold, enough to turn the tide of any clash. As a guard, he is relentless. He stuns with strikes, grows stronger with every critical hit, heals from each block, and radiates the merciless resilience of a man who's seen too many wars to ever bow. But his true power awakens in what he calls the way of 100 weapons. Every 6 seconds, another slash. Not one style, not one weapon, but an endless storm of unpredictable strikes. Each blow stronger than the last, magnified by 1,000-fold mastery. It is here that he becomes more than a mercenary. He becomes a force of nature, chaos given form, steel given voice. And when you see him awakened, you realize why the Second Sons whisper his name with both admiration and unease. In the tavern, Bjron reveals another side of his value. His aptitude sits at 5 stars, which means free speed-ups, not bad for a sellsword who supposedly hates rules, yet saves you time on them. His finance is also 5 stars, turning into a steady flow of gold dragons. But then comes his weakness. Combat rate is only 2 stars. That's low compared to other top commanders, and it means he doesn't add much raw fighting power through tavern stats. For a man who lives by the sword, his tavern combat numbers are more like a drunk knight swinging at shadows. Bjron isn't a commander for every lineup. Forget about female setups. He won't fit there. His true strength lies in bleed lineups, the brutal normal attack, builds where every swing grinds down enemies over time. That's where his skills and awakening shine brightest, making him a dangerous asset when fights drag on. As for rebel leaders, his potential against infantry still needs to be tested. He might surprise us there, or he might just laugh and keep drinking while someone else does the job. Time will tell. So who is Bjron? Truly, a noble in exile? A mercenary drunk on battle? Or perhaps something stranger? A man who embodies the idea that war belongs not to kings, but to those who wield steel with heart and wit. In him, we find both brilliance and mystery. A commander worth every point of valor you spend, but also one whose story feels unfinished. A man you trust on the battlefield. Pros: he is versatile, powerful, and endlessly unpredictable. Cons: he demands a brutal grind to awaken and offers no famous TV moment to point at when bragging to your friends. But in a game where swords, dragons, and cunning define victory, Bjron stands apart. Not a king, not a knight, not a noble, just a sellsword who turned himself into a legend, the weapon master of the Second Sons. And perhaps that makes him more dangerous than any crowned lord in Westeros. And that's Bjron, the weapon master of the Second Sons, a sellsword with no crown, no coin, but plenty of steel. Maybe not in Martin's books or HBO's series, but in Game of Thrones. Winter is coming. He's carving out his own legend, one slash at a time. So, what do you think? Is Bjron worth the grind? Or just another mercenary passing through your roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your take. If you enjoyed this dive into the chaos of Westeros, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss the next commander we uncover. Until then, sharpen your blades and earn your valor.